Hi. So I'm sitting here in the sunset and contemplating some ideas of, spirituality and energy and why are we the way we are. And oh my god, sunset is so beautiful right now. Right? So I'm sitting here on the beach in Dubai and contemplating the ideas of spirituality and energy and how we are all connected, how our thoughts, actions and our perceptions of the world are so interconnected and so easily manifested. When you think about a situation in your past that brings you some kind of negative feeling, our filters that we sift and sort the information with are the main part of our life building, structuring, manifesting process. The way we filter the information is always first indicator how one or the other situation is going to go. We have many filters in our brain. We have filters of trauma, we have filters of disappointment, we have filters of fear, we have filters of anxiety and maybe sadness. And at any point of time, we, depending on the state that we are in, we sift and sort the information that's coming to us through life. We will perceive it in those lenses, through those filters. The information itself or the situation is not, it doesn't have any emotion attached to it. The information or the situation is unconditional. But then when we don't clean up our filters, when we clean up our lenses that we look through life, we receive the information differently. And those filters usually are implemented into our mind through our childhood patterns that we learn from society, from our parents, from the culture or religion that we grew up in. And the only filter that's truly pure and clear is the filter of the heart or a soul or your intuition. Your intuition knows when you turn around the corner and when you pick a side. For example, when you are walking on some path and there is a choice of going right or left, which is like maybe choose this person instead of another person, choose this job instead of another job, choose this evolution of self or the other. So when we have those kind of crossroads, sorry, crossroads, usually we tend to do pros and cons list, or we tend to think through and measure the risk that we are taking. But again, when we are doing those exercises, we are looking at the situation through the lens of fear or anxiety or not knowing what will happen in the future. And that's why we tend to plan, organize, and control the risk and measure the risk, and knowing the risks, take the decision. But what we don't take into the account, what we don't measure in, is our desire. We don't acknowledge that we always have a preference inside us, beside the fear or anxiety, that again was implemented in our childhood. So when we decide the path that we're going to take, when we decide through the logical lens, which is always calculating how to go, what is most productive or most beneficial in terms of physicality, maybe financial benefits or physical benefits, material benefits, we don't measure that maybe we won't be happy there, right? And our intuition usually knows. Our intuition usually gives us the choice of the most satisfaction and fulfillment. But because we haven't gone through the path, we don't know. We don't know that around the corner there will be a satisfaction or fulfillment. We just see the choice that we are given. And have you noticed it's always between the two, intuition and logic? Have you noticed that all the choices we make are usually between what our brain says to us, which is usually in flight and fight mode, especially in this century, and what our soul says, which is usually the highest desire, the highest, knowing and the wanting. And when we make the choice based on the soul filter or higher self filter, we usually end up getting surprised. We say, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I chose that. But look at where it got me, Because when we make that, very unique soul-based choice, we're usually tired of being sick and tired. We're usually tired of being afraid. So it doesn't come as a relief. It comes as oh my God, okay, let me just choose the, what my intuition says, and then I will see. But 100% of the time, our soul surprises us. Sooner or later, we understand that we made the right choice. So I invite you to differentiate between flight and fight and soul-based choices. And while I was talking, I'm 100% sure that you remembered situation or two where that kind of choice was made, either soul or brain, right? It's just, there is one word that I heard from Kyle Cease. He says, your brain doesn't see what you will gain out of it. It only sees what you will lose. So I invite you to see through the lens of the soul, and you will start seeing what you gain. Always, 100% of the time. Your soul never fails you. Never.